Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about dual military pay and benefits. We are both active duty, so if you guys are curious about how much two active duty military members make, or if your spouse is currently enlisted and you're considering joining and you're curious about what it would be like financially, we're gonna go over the pay and the benefits and things like that. Okay, so Riley's been in the Marine Corps just over 3 years, and I'll hit 3 years in December. So the first thing we're going to go over is base pay.
Yeah, so our base pay is pretty much just what any paycheck is for anyone. It's just like the base amount that you're getting paid just for your actual salary, what you have to spend. Just that's not allocated for anything specific other than getting paid to do your job.
So our base pay right now, since we're both E4s and he's already hit 3 years and I haven't, mine's about $2,300 a month and his is about almost $2,600 a month. This is before taxes are taken out, and it's before our TSP contributions. We'll go over TSP a little bit later. Another benefit that we both get being active duty is BAH.
Which is essentially just what you get paid to live in a house. It's supposed to be able to cover rent or a house payment, water, electricity, just basically give you somewhere to call home.
Your housing allowance is based on your zip code, so when we first got married, we were at separate duty stations. I was up in Maryland, he was down here in North Carolina. My housing allowance in Maryland was about $1,800 a month, and he was still getting about $1,100 a month down here. So yes, both of us being active duty, we both get housing allowance. I don't know if that's the same case for dual Air Force or dual Marine Corps. We're just going over our situation specifically. So we do both get housing allowance when we're separated and when we're together. So when we finally did our joint spouse assignment and I PCS down here, my housing allowance changed from about $1,800 to about $1,100.
So you get more basic housing allowance when you live in a higher cost of living area. So active duty military, obviously you're not dependent on each other for anything. We were both entitled to the same pay, the same everything. So she's not dependent on me, I'm not dependent on her, so we can't claim each other as a dependent. However, if she were to get out or I were to get out, you would be able to claim that person who is not active duty as a dependent. So if Brittany were to go National Guard or Reserves, for example, then at that point I could claim her as a dependent. When we have the baby will go as a dependent for one of us. So both of us cannot claim the same person.
So we're actually gonna put the baby as his dependent because for some reason, just based on my zip code for my current base, my housing allowance would only go up $3 for having a dependent. I don't know why, it's just the way it is, but putting the baby as his dependent will change his housing allowance from $1,098 to $1,263. Next, we both also receive BAS.
So essentially it's for food, so that way you can pay for your groceries every month. If you are single and you live in the barracks, you're not going to get that money. It goes straight to your branch of service to pay for the chow hall. So whether you eat at the chow hall or not, they're taking that money. If you eat at the chow hall once a month, you're still going to give them $300. But if you're married or you have the luxury of moving out of the barracks before you're married, then you will get that money every month for your groceries.
So because we're both active duty, we both get $372 a month for food. So it's about $744 that we get just to eat. More than enough for two people to eat.
So both of us being active duty military, we both have TRICARE. So TRICARE is essentially just the military's version of insurance, health insurance. We don't have to pay premiums or anything like that. It is free health insurance. And with TRICARE, you have the eligibility to do other things. You can get LASIK eye surgery. They'll pay for braces in certain situations.
Okay, so the next benefit that we both get for being full-time active duty is the thrift savings plan.
The TSP is the thrift savings plan. So basically it's just your 401k or any kind of retirement fund. You take a certain percentage of your base pay and it pulls it every month automatically. You're never going to see it. The military matches up to 5% of that. If you're not giving anything, you at least want to give 5% because it's you're just giving up free money at that point. Brittany puts 20% into her TSP of her base pay. I did put in 5 ever since boot camp just because that's the standard amount that they tell you to put in. So I did that, and then recently we had a conversation about it, and I actually bumped mine up from 5% to 10%. Brittany does it probably the smartest that I've seen anyone do it, in the way that most people that are financially smart do it. Pay raises throughout her career, whether it be from time in service or getting promoted, she's increased her percentage because if you're already used to living on a certain amount of money, why spend more money as you make more money? So she's living on the same amount, but now she's committing more to her retirement.
So there is a TSP calculator on the website. And if you guys put in certain amounts and just like play with the percentages and things like that, you'll see compound interest does amazing things. So definitely invest as much as you comfortably can.
And if you're not doing 20, cool. You can actually transfer your TSP to other 401ks that are equivalent to it. Or if you get a federal or state job, a lot of those positions are going to honor your TSP, and you're going to get to continue contributing to that and not even have to worry about changing it up. So just because you're not doing 20 doesn't mean you shouldn't be putting money in your TSP. Definitely put it in your TSP. Your future self is going to thank your present self when you do that. You'll be like 65 driving a Corvette and a Lamborghini.
And even if you do get out and you don't want to roll it over to a different 401k, you can still leave it in your TSP. Even though you won't be making future contributions, they'll let you keep it. Okay, so education benefits.
You get the GI Bill, so
well, you can use it while you're in, but you don't really need to, because we also get tuition assistance, which covers a majority of your tuition anyway, so you probably want to save the GI Bill for when you get out.
With the TA, you get the courses, and I think they'll even pay for your books and stuff like that. If you use your GI Bill while you're out of the military, they're going to give you BAH. So basically you're going to have money to like live on. So if you're going to be able to get an apartment while you're in school.
Based on wherever you're going to school.
So to give your GI Bill to a child or a spouse, you definitely are going to have to do like those 2 contracts, 8 to 10 years, something like that.
So with our base pay, BAH, BAS, with all of our entitlements added up together, on paper it sounds really nice. It says about $7,800 a month for both of us, which would be like $94,000 a year. That is not how much we actually get paid, because we have obviously lots of taxes and TSP contributions and things like that. So ultimately what we actually see hit our bank account is more like $3,200 twice a month. So it's like $6,400 a month, which actually comes out to like $77,000 a year, which sounds like a lot more than I thought.
If you're smart with your money and you get that dual BAH and you have a house payment and you're not renting, like it's really not bad. We don't get paid bad at all, so I don't think there's an issue with anything like that. Like we live comfortably, we live healthy, especially having dual BAH and having a house payment. Like house payments are significantly cheaper than renting.
I will say it's probably not sustainable long term. I know there are people who do it for 20 years and they both serve, and they're sometimes even in different branches, but it's not common. It's very hard. So yes, the financial benefits are great and we're like really blessed financially right now, but I'm more than likely not staying in the military, and he may or may not re-enlist, so it's like not something that we will benefit from long term. So like we're trying to take advantage right now and save as much as we can right now.
You're definitely financially healthy in a dual mil scenario. Also, you're like earning that money, because you can work different schedules, you can work different shifts. Being different branches, the Marine Corps has a very selective few duty stations that you can go to, and the Air Force can go pretty much anywhere in the world. So you're looking at, like, if you're doing 20, you're probably going to be apart at some point in time, most likely. Yeah, we spent a good portion of the first year of marriage not together. You make the money, but it's also a sacrifice.
And when you're both active duty, you're both prone to TDYs and deployments and PCSing different places. So if you guys have any other questions about what it's like being dual military, the pay, the benefits, anything like that, feel free to ask us in the comments, or you can message me on Instagram at Brittany Lynn Lewis. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!